On? Okay, we're on. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're back here at the beautiful confines of the Luck baseball field. Tonight we have a conference game between the friendly rivals to the south, the Unity Eagles, playing the Redbird Cardinals from up north. So the Battle of the Birds tonight, Dennis. Yeah,
it should be a good one, too.
The Unity Eagles come in with a 4-4 overall record, and they're 3-4 in conference action. They played a great game, according to Coach Sean Fisher, last Friday against Webster, losing to the number 1 rated team in the state in Division 4 by a score of 4-0. And Dennis, you saw the Luck Unity game earlier this year down at Mauston.
I did, and I'll tell you, when they pitched this Nick Paulson, he's a left-hander for the Eagles. This kid's good, and he beat the Eagles 7-4, and it was basically his pitching that won the game for him. And he pitched on Friday, so he won't be available tonight, but he held that high-octane offense of Webster to just 4 runs.
Yeah, that says a lot. I mean, in and of itself, if you can take that bunch of kids with two Division I's and you know how many future collegiate baseball players in that program and hold them to 4 runs, you've done an admirable job. So. Who we got slated? Who's chucking tonight? I got Gage looking to be on the hill for the Cards. Who's pitching for the Eagles?
Tommy Teschendorf. He's a nice kid. I coached his dad, and he's just a good all-around kid and fun to be around. A lot of these kids for Unity are kids at the tail end of who I remember when I was at Unity. So it's going to be a fun game for me to watch, and I just hope it's a good game.
Well, we'll look forward to the competition. It's always fun to bump heads with your friendly rivals to the south. I think that's an honored tradition here. And last year, I remember distinctly calling the game down at Unity, and it was a well-played game. Unity won that contest. I can't remember what the score was, but it was just a well-played high school baseball game. So we'll see what's going on. We have the meeting at home plate here. The umpires and the coaches are talking ground rules, and Coach Humple is waving his hands around, directing the band. So.
Well, I also think. Webster playing well against Unity, but Unity, you don't like moral victories, but in high school when you're playing the number 1 team, it's kind of a moral victory. But Luck coming off a 10-run rule against Bruce, that's also got to be a spring in their step also. So I expect both teams to come in here pumped up, fired up, and ready to go. My only concern is Gage. I mean, he came in, his first pitch was a wild pitch, scored a run. The next game he came in, first pitch was a home run. Yeah. So I'm hoping he comes in, he calms down very well and then pitches very well. I'm hoping that he starts out calm and pitches a good game from the start.
But I think, not to make excuses, but I will make an excuse. I think it's a different mindset when you're starting a game on the hill than when you come in, when you're called to come in during the course of a ball game. And so I'm confident that Gage is going to have his best stuff here to throw against the boys from Unity. So we'll see how this shakes out. It's a beautiful evening. It's in the mid-60s. Very little breeze right now. Little overcast. It's a great night for a high school football game here in Northwest Wisconsin. And there go the Cardinals.
Yeah, a nice game for a baseball game too.
Didn't I say baseball?
You said football.
Football. I'm sitting in a football booth. See, that's what happens. I'm sitting in a football booth, so I'm calling a football game. Hopefully we won't have a football game breakout.
Well, we won't have a football score, I'm hoping.
Well,
But that can happen. We had a couple of 19-9?
It was 19-9 and 16-0. 2 touchdowns and two 2-point extra points in Saturday's tournament. So
yeah, and even the game that Luck wasn't involved with was 16-6. So I don't know if any of the games went the full length. I think they're all 10-run games.
You're right. Although the Luck Bruce game went 6. It didn't end at 5. It went 6. before the Cardinals.
Yeah, 3 outs shorter is all it was. If you're going to win in 10, do it in 5.
That's right. Get her done. Handle that pitch count. That's the big issue. Pitch count, pitch count, pitch count.
Well, and there's a good way to avoid that, and that's throwing strikes.
Yeah.
If they throw strikes, and I have not seen Teschendorf pitch, I have seen the Paulson boy pitch this year, and Sean just says basically they're a different team when Nick pitches and the next guy.
Well,
They go from could maybe beat anybody to have a hard time beating anybody. So, but that's with a lot of teams in the conference.
Absolutely.
You got the one stud pitcher,
absolutely.
but Luck's fortunate. I think they've got 3 pretty quality pitchers, and I thought Merlin Hibbs came in and did a nice job on Saturday. So we'll just see who's here to play tonight.
Looking at the defensive alignment for the Cardinals, we've got Riley Runnels playing first. Let's see, we've got Mr. Van Meter moving from the outfield to second base.
Motorcycle man.
Yeah, he didn't play in Saturday's games because he was working on his motorcycle certification. Wyatt Jensen playing short. Dominic Caroon playing third. Out in left field. Who's in left field?
Derek Hendrickson.
Derek is in left. Merlin is in center. I got to lean way out here.
Yeah.
And then,
I got to lean just to see third.
and then playing right field tonight, Jared Hutton. So that's the starting 9 for the Cardinals. And, of course, we've got Gage on the mound, and we've got our splendid catcher behind the plate, Levi Jensen. So Johansson and Jensen, the Danish Brotherhood.
In the batter box right now is Jackson Flaherty, and behind is Levi Jensen. Both those kids broke the school scoring record in basketball, so that's kind of neat to see those guys and fist bump when they get in the batter's box. I love that type of stuff.
Well, called strike, 1-1.
And we have the Hayward father-son umpires again here tonight.
And we don't have anybody up here calling balls and strikes, running the clock. So, ball outside, 2 balls and a strike, I believe.
Yes, sir. These umps are pretty good at giving their fingers. Oh.
There it is. As you speak, he flashes the 2-1 sign. High pitch. Jensen, over Riley's head at first base. Hurried the throw just a little bit.
It was a catchable throw.
What do you want to do with that one?
I don't know.
E3? E6?
I think it's a 3. I think it should have been caught.
We'll call that E3. I don't know how this works up here. Asked me to shut off the music. There's a switch that you can turn the whole sound system off. We've got tunes going here. Hunter Hermanson, center fielder, number 8.
And this is the type of game, both teams are fairly even. Who makes the fewer mistakes?
Yeah, that's true. Johansson out of the stretch. Right down Park Avenue.
Well, and Unity and Coach Fisher know Levi. I don't think you'll see any stealing attempts tonight.
Not unless the ball gets away from them.
Yeah.
The only way they're gonna even think about moving a base on Levi is the ball gets away, which doesn't happen very often. Right there, you saw it in action. A ball in the dirt, and he just absolutely smothered it right in front of him.
Well, and another thing is they won't take big leads because Levi's picking people off left and right. Again, he picked off a guy on Saturday at second base.
At second base. He picked him off second base. So he's not afraid to flash that arm of his, and it's a good one.
Yeah, I'd show it off too if I were him. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Hunter Hermanson. Senior this year. I remember when he was born, his mother worked at school.
There's another ball that's knocked down. A mere mortal back there would be walking back to the screen and picking it up. But
well, when you hear the announcers on TV, they got to throw this one in the dirt. They got to bounce this one in the dirt. It's like, really?
Spike it. Got to spike it. There's a spike.
And
there's
a strikeout.
There's a break-in ball.
That bounced before home plate, and he even still swung at it.
Brings up the pitcher, Tommy Teschendorf. Tischendorf steps in wearing number 19. Robin Yount steps in.
I like when he catches because him and the umpire, they're giggling and laughing all the time.
I mean, Gage intimidated that Flaherty kid back to first base just with a stare.
I just saw dirt flying up at first base.
Jackson says, I'm getting out of here. I'm going back. Oh, a little breaking ball on that. That was nice.
See that one break from up here.
That was a nice off-speed pitch. He really had him off stride.
Boy, if he's got that working tonight.
Yeah. Oh.
Good move.
Flaherty is
I just don't think you have
safe
to.
diving
I just
back.
don't think you have to worry about him. With Levi's gun, he's not going to get too far off first. Well, he's already pinned about 4 that have been in the dirt,
Yeah.
and they hasn't got past his knees.
Unity in their navy blue tops and their white pants, white lettering.
I caught very little grief when I made the motion to change the school colors.
You get away from the Columbia blue or the Carolina blue or whatever it is.
My argument was our fans can never wear that. Guys don't want to wear Columbia blue. There's 28 different shades of Columbia blue. So you never had the same color.
Yeah.
And so the old timers had a hard time with it. You know, the Kirby Smiths, the Dick Platts.
Sure.
They did, but not the parents and stuff. So it went smooth.
Ooh, that was a saving swing.
But he's really got him off balance right now.
Yeah, they're guessing up there.
And he's got enough speed that'll blow by him. So they really have to be on their toes.
I'm not sure what the count is. I think he's got 2 strikes. I don't know how many balls. We got Hunter Johnson up here to. There's a
Here, we know he's got 3 strikes. I think you're going to see more than 1 or 2 strikeouts tonight, and maybe from both sides too.
Stepping in, first baseman, number 20, Carson Johnson. Swing and a miss.
You know, I just feel so old because, again, his mom was teaching when Carson was born, and I was at school. Hunter was born when I was at school, and all these guys are seniors.
Time flies when you're having fun, Dennis.
Boy.
Called strike, too.
This might be the best I've seen him start out pitching.
He looks really crisp. He's able to get a breaking ball over for a strike, and
That breaking ball has been money.
it just keeps the batters off balance.
It does.
Just enough to get them thinking, and when they're thinking, they're not hitting.
And he's going.
Well,
That was close, but he's in there. He got a good jump. He got a good running jump that time.
stolen base for Jackson Flaherty against the cannon behind home. That speaks well. Runner in scoring position now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of inning number 1, no score. Unity at the plate. Pickoff.
I don't understand why.
Pickoff.
And then he misses it. We're going to have to give an E1.
That's an E1.
I just don't understand why you do that when you got, 2 strikes on the batter?
Well, and chances are he's not going to try to steal third anyway.
No.
So.
And now a wild pitch, would score him. I mean, believe it or not, Levi is human, and some do get by him.
Well. Another breaking ball. Low.
Let's see.
Lots of 2s up there. 2 and 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third. Top of inning number
Here
1.
comes a little curveball.
Fastball.
See if he'd listen to me. He'd been heading to the dugout.
I mean, we do a lot up here from the booth. We call balls and strikes.
We can coach. We can Oh, boy, Levi held that there a long time to let him take a second look at that.
I mean, Now we're into calling pitches for crying out loud. So
So we're here in the top of the first.
we're diversifying.
Unity has runners at first and third, 2 outs, nobody in yet. Top of the first. Unity here playing against the Luck Cardinals.
Catcher Jack Nelson steps in, wearing John Havlicek's number 17.
My favorite player of all times.
Hondo, wasn't he great?
Oh, man.
Perpetual motion. The ultimate six man in basketball.
He was the MVP when they beat the Bucks in '74.
See, I don't
Game
remember
7.
that.
I don't either, but I heard him say it last night in the Bucks game. Or the other night in the Bucks game. And that's a base hit, so
Runner for first is into third. What do we got? A ground rule double called?
yeah, it must be. Yeah, it rolled back past the fence, so it's a ground rule double.
It's hard for us to see in left field, folks. So,
And when he's saying there's a post in his way, he's not talking about me. There is really a post in the way.
you definitely weren't a post. You were more of a guard.
Yeah, that's true. Jack Nelson, a very good athlete, tremendous football player. I referred to him as Jack Tatum in one of my columns.
Ooh,
That's how hard he hit a kid.
that's a tribute. Here's Paulson. Nick Paulson playing right field, batting left-handed. Called strike one. Time for Gage to buckle down here.
Yeah, it's now is that an unearned run? Probably not. When he, I know it was an error, but the double would have scored him no matter what. So.
Ooh, inside. Just a little trim on the whiskers.
You figure that first play, it should have been a 1-2-3 inning, but ifs and buts or candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
Hallelujah. Paulson.
He gets in that stage where he starts throwing balls, and
Ball two, strike one.
he was in a good groove there for a while.
Ooh, low and outside. That was just missed. 3-1.
I don't know if it missed low or inside, but it looked good from here.
I think it was outside. Oh,
He walked him.
that loads him up, ladies and gentlemen. Base on balls. That's his second walk given up. Bases are loaded. And this is Henry Thamert.
Yep, they are saying Henry.
We didn't know. First initial was all we had for him, but
Got him! Oh, he dropped the ball.
Dropped the ball.
Jeepers creepers.
That ball down to first base. Riley put the tag on, but the ball trickled loose. I think
Oh, he was out by a half a step.
he could have had him if he'd hung onto the ball. Ball is high.
Those are the plays that need to be made. Pure and simple.
That's the thing. You're giving kids an extra out. And at any level, extra outs hurt you in the long run.
Oh, it does. Well, I hope Levi gave him some good advice by saying, throw strikes. And he did.
There he is. See? Just what Levi told him to do. 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs. Bases are loaded here, top of inning number 1. Unity with 1 run on the board, and Johansson delivers. Ooh, another pitch. Gage was not happy with that decision by the umpire. You could see it in his body language. 3-1.
Well, Unity's not up there swinging by any means.
I don't think you're going to be swinging here unless it's a meatball. Ball 4 walked him in.
Well, the kid doesn't want to walk, but walks in a run. You hate to give him something that easy.
Make him earn it, but second run in here, and second baseman Heath Fuller.
And he was in such a groove to start the game. Struck out the second and third batter after an error.
Yeah, we were looking good.
Yeah.
Looking good, but no, not so much. There he goes.
Oh, and he swung too.
Base is still loaded here. Oh, ball gets past Reynolds into right field, and that's going to score another one, at least one. You know, this is what Coach Humpel was talking about. The one bad inning where they seem to just blow up.
Yeah, that's the third ball now that's gotten it kind of away from Riley. The first one, and then the pickoff, and now this one. He's got to do everything he can to keep that ball in front of him.
These unforced errors are taking their toll here. Unity with a 3-0 lead, runners on second and third. Heath Fuller at the plate for the Eagles. 2-2 is the count. Ball, must have been 3-2 because he heading for first base. My bad. Another walk.
Yeah, and comes the number 9 batter. After getting the first 2 out of 3 batters.
And we've walked 4.
And we've seen that happen where St. Croix Central got 13 batters in a row. There's strike 1, Schleisner.
Left fielder wearing number 12. Schleisner, is that his name?
Yep.
Schleisner. Easy. Settle down.
Yep. You're going to have to start trusting your fielders or you're not going to be able to throw it to them.
1-1 is the count. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of inning number 1. Unity with 3 runs in and 3 runners on the bases. Bases are loaded. Number 9 hitters up there.
Well, and he could do us a favor so we don't have to start a new column for the first inning.
That only makes it difficult for us, guys.
A lot of them in the dirt.
Rock and fire gauge. Don't aim it, just throw it.
Yeah, he's only got 1 guy to swing at in the dirt, and that was the second batter, Hunter Hermanson.
There's a good pitch. That's what we needed. And just as advertised, we don't have to kick over.
And he struck out the side, but giving up 3 runs.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 base on balls. And they scored 3, left 3 on base.
2 errors.
So
that's not good when you give up that many walks and a couple errors in 1 inning and a hit or 2.
Unity is comfortable in that lead here.
Schleisner, a very good football player too. Started as a freshman as a safety.
Ooh, that's impressive.
Yes. He can stick with the best of them. There are some good athletes on this Unity baseball team. Of course, no matter what team you face, there's going to be a good athlete or 2. Luck has their share of good athletes, that's for sure.
Yeah. There's a real nice crop of juniors this year who obviously have made their mark historically with the football runner-up and the sectional final in basketball. And so
I know there's a couple of schools courting Ryan Humpel to come over to be a teacher in their school, and he looked at me and said, "I ain't going nowhere this year." He said, "I ain't leaving those athletes to anybody." And I don't blame them.
That's right.
Not only are they good, they're good kids.
They're good kids.
Fun kids
That's
to be
the thing.
around.
They're very coachable and they're just a good group to be around. Wyatt Jensen.
First pitch, base hit.
Wyatt Jensen leads it off with a single to left field.
Well, you know, he likes to run, so we'll see if they give Gage a little bit of a chance to hit, or if Wyatt will be off and running.
What kind of arm does Nelson have behind the plate?
He's just a good athlete.
He's a good athlete.
Yep. Like I said, I compared him to Jack Tatum as a hitter. He's also a good wrestler, made it to the sectional.
There he goes.
He's no Levi Jensen as far as a catcher, though, I'll tell you that. I mean, good athlete, but far wide. He was almost a shortstop when he ran. So the Eagles, or the Cardinals now, with a runner in scoring position, nobody out. We'll have to give that a wild pitch.
Cage Johansson has been pounding a little bit. Get over. It's in there. And Wyatt had to hold up on that.
Yep. Right play with Levi coming up. So Gage helps his own cause by getting a base hit. Well, you can almost bet he's going to go.
Oh, absolutely.
He might even let Levi take a pitch here to get him to second. I'm going to call it. He's going to take the first pitch, which he's not going to swing at it, and Gage is going to steal. That's just my call. Well, I got half of it right. He didn't swing, but Gage must have missed a sign. That's all I can think.
I think that was it. You didn't.
Yeah. Here, I'll give him the sign.
There's too many bugs up here in the windshield. So
I'm going to give him the sign to steal. Whether Humble gives it to him or not, I'm going to give it to him. There you go. Boy, you got a good jump. And there's a rocket. He better get back.
Uh-oh, trouble.
Oh, it's a bad throw. But they will get a run. They'll get a sacrifice fly out of it. Good base running by Gage. And that makes it 3-1.
Levi hit it soundly, but the center fielder was able to make the play.
Nick Paulson was right there.
Riley Runnell, number 13, first baseman for the Cardinals, steps in. 1 run in, 1 out, runner on first for Luck.
Well, I think they'll get Gage to second here, and then hopefully Runnels or Hendrickson. Hendrickson had a heck of a day on Saturday.
There he goes, boy.
He had a running lead, and good job by Riley not to swing, because he had that base stolen.
Yeah, he's a little bit slow to home in terms of his delivery.
Yes, boy, he lifts that leg, boy. You can take off, and he holds it there for a while.
Called strike. Reynolds, even count, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Home half of inning number 1. 1 in for the Cardinals with a runner on second. Called strike 2.
Boy, they're right down the middle. What's he waiting for here? That right center field. But like you say, he's a pull hitter.
He's a pull hitter.
And this guy's playing him down the line pretty good. So there's to the shortstop. And Flaherty makes the play.
Trouble.
He didn't get a very good jump there.
6-3 and 3-5. On that. And so,
yeah, if you don't have a bigger lead than that, you got to stay put.
After 1 complete inning of play, we have Unity Eagles with 3 runs and the Luck Cardinals with 1. Yeah, that was just it wasn't a good situation, and the fact that the ball was hit in front of the runner was in no man's land if he went early.
Right.
So I mean, it was
he'd have a better opportunity to steal third straight up because of the, like you say, the slow delivery, and you can almost get a running lead. There, I don't think he was 10 feet off first base when he broke for third.
Yeah. So.
And you got a decent hitter with Henry on deck.
Yeah, he's been playing well. It's fun to see the progress that he's made since last year.
Oh boy,
he really has made great contributions this year, and I guess that's what you got to expect from your kids that have got a year or 2 in, and we've got some young kids out here for the Cardinals that don't have a lot of that playing experience. So.
And he will expect more out of Dawson and Van Meter next year and Dominic Caroon.
Absolutely.
And which he should, but right now they're in a learning stage.
And Jared Hutton and so forth, yep. And so we come to the top of the order again. Jackson Flaherty to lead off inning number 2. And via an error in inning number 1.
And when you got your top 4 batters returning, that's a good start.
It's a good future. Tempted bunt by Flaherty.
Boy, he'd have had it too if he'd got it fair. Dominic was playing way behind third base. Now he'll come up on the grass.
Oh, he's going to be a little tougher.
Those leadoff hitters, you gotta, I know it's a hot corner, but probably at the bag, at the very least.
1-1. Jackson Flaherty, number 3.
46 or 48 points he scored in a basketball game.
Called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out here. Top of inning number 2.
It's kind of funny because somebody asked Levi after the game when he scored his 48 points or whatever it was, how many points you think you got? He said, I think I got 30.
Good play.
To Gage.
Come back here to Gage. And a put out 1-3. Well, that's a promising start to get that lead runner.
Yeah, they would have did it last time. They wouldn't have had any runs, but well, I already went through that.
Hunter Hermanson, number 8, center fielder, struck out swinging his first time up.
I wonder if Dave Slicener's listening today. His grandson's out in right field. He likes to give me a hard time. Boy.
1-1.
But I don't see anybody complaining about the calls, so we must be off today.
Some people would say that's not terribly unusual for the 2 of us. 2 balls and a strike. Ooh. Again, I have no idea where that ball is missing, but it's 3-1.
It seems like if you ever coached, you're a target. Or an ump, I guess.
There it is.
3-2.
Down to first baseline, just foul. Just missed extra bases down the right field line.
And right between the wickets of the ump.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yes, he better have. He's just lucky he didn't take a bad hop there.
Yeah.
Or we'd have been up here chuckling and he'd have been hurting.
Yeah.
Why is that funny for everybody else but the person it hits?
I don't know.
It's just not funny.
Strike 3. 2 down. Second strikeout for Hermanson.
My wife always gets mad because I tell her that's worse than childbirth.
Tommy Teschendorf took a called third strike his first time out. Unity with nobody on base, 2 outs. Top of inning number 2. Reaches out. Jensen
Got him.
Runnels. 6-3. 3 up and 3 down. There we go. That's more like it.
Yeah, almost should have been the same as the first inning, but you got to take what it is.
And so as we come to the home half of inning number 2, Unity Eagles 3, Luck 1. So any other games you're aware of or around the area today? Do we have?
Well, it's a Monday, so I don't know if everybody plays on a Monday or, I don't know if this is a makeup game or a scheduled game. With the weather we've had, you just don't know.
I thought this was a makeup game. I really did.
Well, it could be.
Because
And I'm sure Unity's Webster game they don't usually schedule games on Friday nights, conference games, and they played Webster on Friday, so.
Well, leading off for the Cardinals, left fielder Derek Hendrickson, Dominic Caroon, on deck. And in the hole, Dawson Van Meter. We've got left field, third base, and second base
Well,
coming to the plate.
the bottom of the middle and the bottom of the order got to get on. They got to get on to set the table for the big guns. The big guns can't get on and get themselves home too. So, and I'm starting to consider Derek Hendrickson one of the big guns here. The way he's been hitting, he hit a triple, bases loaded triple the other day.
He's been playing well.
Yes, he has, hitting the ball hard.
Where's that one going? Over his head.
That one's another good hit. This is going to be at least a double.
Right over the right fielder's head. And he's holding him up. Good call. Good call.
Yeah,
Solid.
nice base running. Derek pricked his head up and looked right at Coach Humpel. Great base running.
Solid double over the right fielder's head.
You know, and that's why you hate to have those plays getting out at third and home when you got those type of hitters. Well, Dominic Kroon imitates what he did on Saturday and gets a home run. The game's tied. Boy, he lashed one out.
He jacked one out to left center. Just sweet.
That must have been a breaking ball because he was halfway down first when he swung at that one.
He's got a little smile on his face. He says,
No.
oh, boy. But no, again, here's a kid that, his first year in ball, and again, he's got a lot to learn, but he's a willing learner. Called strike two.
That one looked a little high to me, but
I thought so too, but that little curveball.
holy buckets, that barely made it to the plate. It was so slow.
Called third strike. Karoon goes down, out number one. Dawson Van Meter.
Here's a case where they just have to put the ball in play. They don't have to get a hit. They just got to put it in play.
This is another one of those strong kids. This kid works hard in the weight room and on the football field. If you get hit by Dawson, you're going to feel it.
Well, they already got their haircuts planned for linebackers. It's kind of funny when you're in spring and you're already talking about your haircut for fall. Shaving the sides, having a mohawk and a mullet.
He's got the mullet started. There's no question.
Yes, he does. And probably too many kids aren't going to tease him in school either. Pretty strong boy. Give a lot of credit to Trevor Dexter, who's a volunteer baseball coach. You know, he's in the weight room all the time and leads by example. Oh, he swung on a 3-0.
3-0 pitch.
Yes, he did. It was a strike.
3-1 for Dawson. Called strike two. Count is full. One out. Hendrickson on second for the Cardinals. That little lazy curve again. Our kids are just
No, that's Jared Hutton.
bamboozled by it.
Now, he's a sophomore, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Yep, sophomore.
Swing and a miss.
That was a good cut.
Well, in the Bruce game on Saturday, he was on the base like 3 times.
Yes, he was. Well, he put it in play and made Bruce making a mistake, and then he got a hit, and it'd be big just to even get this one run across.
Yeah, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Home half of inning number 2. Ooh, there's that little curve. Little curve.
Well, they should be talking to each other and telling people what to expect.
Watch that arm angle. See if you can pick it up.
You can see it the minute he lets it go.
Down.
There, now he's got to go.
There he goes. Oh, nice backup by the left fielder.
Yes. Is that Nick Paulson out there? Yes, it was.
Yes,
Good
it
backup.
was.
Well, he's just a smart baseball player, isn't he?
Yep.
Most people, that's the run. Left fielder's kind of standing there watching, but Nick was right there. Saved the run.
Heads up play, backing up the base.
Struck out the side, all looking.
And it looked like all those last strikes were breaking balls. if I were a betting man.
Wasted a leadoff double by Derek Hendrickson.
We go to top of inning number 3, and we're going to have 4, 5, 6 batters for the Eagles. Carson Johnson leading off, Jack Nelson on deck.
They're the ones that started it all.
And then Nick Paulson in the hole. So Johnson, Nelson, Paulson. That sounds like a pretty Scandinavian bunch.
It was a walk, a single, a walk, walk, walk. And then when you throw an error in there.
So 3-1 Eagles.
After 2 completed.
Top of inning number 3. Let's see if Gage can keep the success that he had in the second inning going here in the third.
Boy, you watch even Levi's throwdowns are on the money.
Yeah. I don't know if we've got great Aunt Lila out in Colorado watching Gage tonight. I got to believe she normally watches these Luck Athletic endeavors, so I'm sure she joined us for the broadcast tonight. At the knees, called strike 1. In the dirt, 1-1.
Carson drew a walk last time.
Walked and scored.
Got to second on a throwing error.
That's in the gap. All the way to the fence.
Well, that's going to be a double. Stand up
Hendrickson.
double.
Double to left center field.
Carson had a very good football season, and he was having a decent wrestling season, then hurt his knee.
Didn't look like his knee was hurting on that one.
No, he got into that ball.
Got around on it nicely. Brings up Jack Nelson, who also scored his first time up. Nelson, the catcher for the Eagles.
His freshman brother is 6'5", 280. Started on the football line.
Wow.
As a heavyweight wrestler, made it to the sectionals as a freshman.
Swing and a miss. 2 balls and a strike. Nobody out. Unity Eagles batting in the third inning, up by a 3-1 score. Swing and a miss.
That kind of looked like a golf swing there.
Yeah, that one might have been out of the zone. I think he was
That looked more like Ray Draxler or Bob Peterson.
more like Petey. That's a Bob Peterson swing.
The foul ball. So does anybody ever swing and miss?
We won't talk about that. I mean, I'm sworn to secrecy with my golfing buddies.
You got to believe if somebody swings and misses, they hear about it.
We have to keep this within the group. I mean,
Well, it's just between you and I.
we have this huge audience out there, and we don't want to be telling tales.
Oh, you got the strikeout.
All right.
Jack.
Great comeback after giving up that double. Nick Paulson, right fielder, steps in, walked, and wound up at third.
Saved a run on a very smart backup from left field on an overthrow.
Call ball 1.
I'm going to say, he didn't have a very big lead, so I don't know why they'd even think about trying to pick him off. I think he could fall down and put his head on the base at second.
1-1, 1 out.
Ooh.
Went on a little fishing expedition
Yes,
there.
he did there. I don't know if there was a little spinner on it or what, but had him fooled. Like my wife would say, he's a pitcher. He should know that.
All right. right.
Another nice swing.
Another off-speed pitch. 2 strikeouts in a row after giving up a leadoff double.
Do you know how many times, and I've marked this down, Marty, a leadoff double in the pros very seldom scores.
Really?
It is unbelievable the amount of times. And I'm talking for all the teams, not just the Brewers.
Wow, I didn't know that. Henry Thamert in, third baseman, walked his first time up. Called strike 1. 1-1. 2 outs. Runner on second. Unity with a 3-1 lead here. Top of inning number 3. Unity put up 3 runs in their initial round of batting. Inning number 1. Johansson out of the stretch. Kicks. Pitches high. High again.
Certain things kind of draw your attention. And Gage, every time he pitches, he takes his right hand, tucks his pants in just a little bit. Every pitch.
Ball 4.
There it is.
And Thamert on for the second time via the base on ball route. Heath Fuller, second baseman, number 23, into the batter's box, batting right-handed.
Now, he's usually a very aggressive batter. He likes to swing the bat. He did swing at that one, but it was a strike. So
That's why you're here, Dennis.
yeah, that's right. I like those guys. That I think if Ryan Brown would take that first pitch more often, I think he'd be more successful. But
Trouble.
over Hendrickson's head.
1 run is going to score. Having trouble digging it out. Overthrow the cutoff man, but only 1 run scored.
Got lucky on that.
Nice hit out there in left field.
And now it's Slicner, the batter.
1 run in, runners on second and third. 2 outs.
Yeah, nice job by Wyatt.
Jensen to Reynolds, 6-3 ends the inning, but not before Unity puts 1 run across the plate. So in the top of the third, they had a couple of hits and managed to put 1 run across the plate. So Unity leads 4-1.
And it's 9-1-2, the batting order. If Merlin can get on and set the table.
We got to get this, got to get the bats going here. We got to.
Well, like the bottom 3 here, they struck out and didn't really make any contact. They got the leadoff double by Hendrickson, and there was really no chance to advance them at any time.
See, that just goes to your statistics where the leadoff double and he doesn't come around to score.
And the only reason they got it was a little bit of a pass ball and Nelson's overthrow, but Nick Paulson doing a great job backing up, saved a run.
Yes, he did. Yeah. Well, I just wonder at the Major League how many times if that runner leads off with a double, what are the odds of getting on third base on a sacrifice, and then does that change the odds of him scoring?
Well, you got these shifts and stuff, but they try to hit it the right. Lorenzo Cain does a nice job. He can hit it to the right side, but not many batters want to give themselves up.
No, that's true.
They just want to swing for the fences. Boy, it's just almost a small miracle if a position player bunts anymore.
Yeah, that's very true.
Especially a sacrifice.
Number 7, Merlin Hibbs, center fielder. Number 7, just like Mickey Mantle.
I thought he did a nice job on Saturday, both with his relief pitching, and he got a couple of hits.
a member of the wrestling team with the co-op between Siren, Grantsburg, Frederick, and Luck.
And they turned out some pretty darn good wrestlers this year.
Swing and a miss. Count is 1-1.
I believe 2 of them went on to the state tournament. No, ask for help, but they're not going to let him take first. They said it hit his jersey, but that's where you just put your bat down and start running to first.
If it hits your jersey, you're supposed to get your base.
Yeah.
2-2. Hibbs grounds it to the second baseman. Sunday bounce. Out number 1. 4-3.
Now, you don't get it any easier than that at second base. I'm going to tell you that right now. That was a nice hop for the young man.
Brings Wyatt Jensen, who singled and scored back in inning number 1.
There's a guy that likes to jump on the first pitch if it's there. But he's got a pretty good eye, pretty patient. He'll take the walk.
I tell you, if he times an off-speed pitch, there's going to be some birds that are going to be flying out of the pine trees.
He was teasing himself that he got a walk-off strikeout the other day. Oh, that was funny. He said, I wanted a walk-off hit, but I'll take the walk-off strikeout. Pretty good when you can tease yourself. And there's that inside out. Had quite a slice, but
Right fielder made the play.
and made a nice play.
Brings up Gage Johansson, who singled in the first and wound up being what? He got tagged out at third.
Third, yeah.
Yeah. I think that was the last out of the inning.
And Friday night, he made the last out at home.
There's a hit. Paulson hustles it back into the infield. That was a nice
Well, I'll tell you, Gage is starting to really time the baseball.
shot to left field.
He had a home run the other night. Been hitting the ball a ton.
His first time up, he went to right field. This time he went to left field. Number 5, Levi Jensen. Had a sacrifice fly to center field. His first time up. He's capable of putting one out of here, too. Ball is high.
Well, that slicer in right field made a nice catch because the ball was slicing away from him. And for a good hitter, I think Levi's a very patient hitter, too. I mean, he wants to hit the ball. I don't think Gage was too far off.
No, I don't. I don't know. I guess with Levi up, I think I'd take my chances on going station to station here
Yep.
rather than risking an out at second. And as we say that, ooh,
It's a good throw.
the ball was dropped. Otherwise, I think he would have been out.
Well, the second baseman kind of pulled his head. Shut his eyes, lifted his head. It was in his glove. It was there.
Runner in scoring position.
So a good throw by Jack Nelson.
That was an excellent throw. Second baseman kind of shadowing. Oh, there we go.
Now, here's where he's got to get a good secondary lead so that he can score on a wild pitch or a pass ball.
Yeah, there's 2 outs.
The secondary leads by luck have not been good today.
2 balls and a strike, 2 outs. Levi at the plate.
Ooh, that looked good too.
Yes, it did. 3-1. Give him the green light, coach?
Oh, you bet.
Okay.
Even if it was 3-0, I'd give him the green light.
Curveball. No, it came with a fastball.
And that's why you give him the green light.
Outstanding job. Ripped that ball
That's just
into left field.
You're going to have to be a pretty doggone good third baseman to come up with that. That's hit like a rocket. Well, one pitch or two before he steals.
One. He's going on the first pitch.
Well, I'm going to agree with you, but
Riley Reynolds.
well, it's 2 outs, so you might as well just keep going. It's going to be. He missed
It's on the
it.
field. It's on the field. Shortstop going back on that.
And you can't give him an error either because he didn't touch
Nope.
it.
Had trouble with it. Levi goes
Did a good job running.
to third, and Riley is on with a single. So
Yeah.
we've got runners on first and third at the corners.
Well, if one of his patented triples here would tie the game, I think even a double might tie the game if he gets into one like he did last time.
Hendrickson at the plate, who doubled to right field over the right fielder's head. First time up.
They're not, I don't know. I just don't know how fast Riley is, so I don't know if they'll keep him there or.
I suspect, unless there's, no, I don't see him going. That's just my read on it.
Yeah, I don't either.
Ooh, Derek, swing and a miss. He wanted that one. That was a little off-speed pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs.
Well, you wonder if they would even throw down if Riley took off with the runner at third.
Well, then do you stop? Get in a pickle?
Well, there's an idea, Dick Pepper.
Give yourself up?
Dick Pepper used to have him lead off until the pitcher would go to pick him off and then have him go. And so I stole it from him, and I used to do that.
Imitation is the highest form of flattery.
That's right, and there he goes.
Come back to the pitcher. And Reynolds. Oh. So Reynolds is out. That's
No,
Derek.
that was Derek.
That's Derek Hendricks.
1-3.
1-3 for the third out, but the Cardinals get a run back here as Johansson scores. Unfortunately, we had 2 base runners stranded in that inning. And after 3 complete, Luck finds himself down by a 4-2 score. Unity 4 and Luck 2.
And for the third time this game, the leadoff batter, Jackson Flaherty, is leading off.
That's why he's leading off.
4 innings and 3 leadoffs. No wonder he doesn't have a lot of RBIs. He's always leading off.
Well, we're going to watch a little baseball tonight, watch a little NBA basketball. The Bucks
Got them both on tonight.
Bucks at Boston. Boy, it would be great to see them win this game, put themselves up 3-1, go back to Milwaukee.
I'd like to see a little bit of a celebration in Milwaukee. You know, it's hard because, the Brewers clinched on the road all the time.
Yeah.
On deck, you got 1.
Or they clinched in St. Louis, the playoff spot. Then the Cubs, they clinched the league division in Wrigley, the playoff spot in St. Louis and Colorado. Or St. Louis and the Cubs, that's what it was. And then Colorado. They could have celebrated at home if they beat the Dodgers in Game 7.
Yeah. Woulda, coulda, and shoulda. Flaherty takes ball 1. We got a game report coming in from Milwaukee. Milwaukee Whitnall beats Greendale 3-zip. Thank you, Jay.
Come on, Jay, you gotta get them going. I thought you were going to tell me something I already know, that Lorenzo Cain's not in the lineup tonight.
3-1. Gage needs to find a way to throw a strike here.
He's not happy with himself right now.
He's a little frustrated, just a little frustrated.
Boy, the way he started out.
Well, you're going to run Jackson? They did the first inning.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but not this batter anyway. I look for a sacrifice bunt here.
Hunter Hermanson up. He struck out twice.
That's why I'm looking for a sacrifice bunt.
You might be looking,
Yeah.
but that didn't happen. Ball one in the dirt. Flaherty dances off first.
Come on there, Gage. Too many in the dirt.
Trying to keep the ball down, but unfortunately it's 2 down. Pretty nice crowd here tonight. The weather's getting a little chilly. We've got a nice crowd here. I don't know if this field officially has a name or not. I don't know if it the field across the way there, that's named for Clyde Kunze.
That's the very first field, right?
What's that?
The very first field out there? No, where is it? No,
Right
down
there.
back there? That's not Kunze Field? That one right there?
That one is. In fact, there's a little plaque over there. That was built with a grant from the Twins.
What about the little park by the golf course?
That's Lions Park.
Oh, okay.
At least that's what I know it as. Double play. Oh, we forgot to scoop. Did everything but pick the ball up.
He was turning his body to throw to second.
And failed to secure it.
E4.
E4 on Dawson.
That hurts. From a double play to nothing. No, that's what I mean. He struck out twice, but he put the ball in play.
Speaking of naming fields, is the Mike Morris Field been officially named, or is that?
Well, Marty, my last year as AD, I had it all done in stone. It was going to be the Mike Morris Field, and the road to it was a leave away. And it got shot down at the very last minute.
Oh, man.
I had all the highway department and everything all done. I even had the sign made, leave away. And I just gave him the sign because what are you going to do?
That's too bad.
Yep.
Fouled off at the plate. That's Tommy Teschendorf.
Pitcher could help his cause right here.
Absolutely. He took a call for a strike in the first inning and grounded to short. His second bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runners on first and second for the Eagles. Lucky to foul that one off.
Yeah, he's stepping out of the box chasing that one.
Ooh, boy, that was...
Now he can't go. First base occupied.
First base is occupied. That's good.
Now here comes Carson Johnson, who's been on base twice, scored twice.
Hit a solid double to left field in the third inning, his last time up. So this guy's capable of...
Well, he's a cleanup hitter, so they want him to clean the bases.
That's it. Capable of some prodigious...
But the infield fly rule is in effect at this time.
All right. Thank you for pointing that out.
I didn't want to do it. It might sound too repetitious. But you gotta announce the way it is.
That's it. I mean, that's why you're here.
People are probably scratching their head. I wonder if it's infield fly rule.
What they're saying is Dennis going to mention that it's infield fly rule? No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Had him off balance on that pitch. Tough chance. Oh boy, that was just
An infield hit there.
an infield hit that just nobody could make a play on.
Riley would have been better off just going to the base and letting Van Meter charge it. I still don't know if he'd have got him. It was hit so slowly.
That loads him up here. as Jack Nelson steps in.
Well, Jack's the type of guy that could put it to the fence or go down swinging.
Last time he did go down swinging.
The time before that, he got a hit, so there you go.
Ooh, pitch is high. No room out there. Bases are loaded. Only one man out here.
And nothing hit hard.
That's right.
Nothing out of the infield.
Yeah. There we go. Nice pitch.
Well, you know, and it's a good job that he takes a strike. He's struggling a little bit. I'm not so sure I'd swing at this one either. The way I don't know if he's thrown 2 strikes in a row for a while.
There's a breaking ball. Hit him off stride.
Boy, if he hits that, that ball's going to go in the air because it's a golf swing.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases loaded.
Boy, he could help himself here.
And he struck him out.
Oh, I was going to say, don't do that now.
I know. I just said, oh, no. 2 down. Bases stay loaded. And Nick Paulson, right fielder, who has walked and gone down on strikes, swinging the 3rd strike. It looks like we're going to do some reorganization here.
He's bringing out the fielding glove for Gage.
I think I'm going to take my sunglasses off. Yeah, there's still a little sun. I'll leave them on. Al Tomlinson, photographer extraordinaire, out there. I would say burning up film, but that would date me. Nobody uses film anymore, so everything is digital.
You missed it, Marty. You missed it.
What's that?
I waved to him, and he waved to me, and your head was down.
I miss a lot that way.
Oh, Levi's pitching, so Wyatt will go to catching.
Yeah, that's our rotation. Gage goes to short then?
Yep.
I'm wondering if his pitch count was such.
Well, because he did pitch a little bit on Saturday, so yeah,
he pitched
you're right.
on Saturday.
That's a nice luxury to have 3 guys in a triangle.
Yep.
That's what Unity had when they won the state baseball. They had Fisher, Ensign, Lessman. They all short, pitcher, first.
Yeah, that was a great club.
Oof. Talk about athletes in the conference that year. St. Croix wins the state baseball and wrestling. And Unity wins state baseball. Loaded with athletes that year. And I'm sure there was other great athletes. I just can't off the top of my head.
What year would that have been?
92.
92. Oh.
He hasn't looked impressive in warm-up yet. Coupled back to the screen. But there is 2 outs, so all he has to do is come and get just 1 out, or, Nick Paulson.
Left-handed batter.
Very headsy ball player.
And we've got brother to brother here in terms of our...
Now, I wonder if Wyatt will yell at his brother if he's done throwing strikes.
pitcher.
Because I know it would be the other way around.
Oh, yeah.
But I think Wyatt holds his own against Levi.
As though you never did that with your brothers, right?
You know what? I can honest to God say that my brother Dave and I never even got into an argument.
Really?
He was just, him and I played sports all day long and never argued. Never fought. Now the other 3...
Called strike 1. That's a good start for Levi.
Yeah, it makes the batter think, okay, I'm going to have to swing here, and he might chase one.
Outside and low.
Is there a reason we have to have that window open?
I was just thinking that as the wind is roaring through here.
Just warmed up 5 degrees.
About 90 miles an hour. That northwest wind. Oh, no. Oh,
Why?
no.
Why? Why?
Oh, no. Why do that?
Just threw it into center field.
And Flaherty scores.
You're going to have to give him an E. E1. Second E1. Is that way he has room for him on the base if he walks him?
No, my bad. I got Johnson at second. He stayed at first. Oh, that's all right. Nick Paulson. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-2.
He's really going to kick himself if he gets this guy out here.
Yeah, deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
And he should.
2 runners on base, runners at the corner. Levi out of the stretch. Ooh.
Just got a piece of that. So how many of the runs have scored on pickoff moves?
Oh,
The one to Riley and 2 on second.
yeah.
How easy was that?
That was a good way to end the inning, and it's too doggone bad. 6 unassisted.
Well, you would hope and start thinking that these guys would learn from their mistakes, but they've been doing that now all year.
So a run scores here, courtesy of a throwing error and an attempted pickoff at second base, and Unity finds themselves with a 3-run lead, 5-2, with the Cardinals coming to bat here in the home half of inning number 4, and we'll have Caroon, Van Meter, and Hutton as the batters for the Cards.
Well, again, we can't stress it enough that these bottom guys in the order just have to put the ball in play. But when you don't even give it an opportunity, that hurts.
Yeah. Well, so far Teschendorf, I think, has pitched a nice game. He's
Just throwing strikes.
he's pitching in contact, and yet he's keeping the batters off balance a little bit with mixing up some off-speed stuff.
Well, you can change your speed in your fastball. You can throw it as hard as you can, and then you can go at 3/4, just changing of speeds.
Caroon steps in, 0 for 1, called third strike his first time up, and that's a called strike 1.
Well, it's around the plate, so if you're going up there looking for a walk, you're going to be in trouble.
Inside, 1-1. Ball gets through the catcher, back to the screen. Let's see what Tommy throws here. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, here's you pick a spot. If it's there, you hit it. If it's not, let it go by.
There we go. Ball 3. I don't think he's going to be swinging.
Well, we've said that before, and these guys will chase one here, so I hope you're right.
Yep. I don't know. I think that would have been a strike.
I do too.
So, I mean,
If he gets a tad earlier, it's right down the line for maybe a double. Of course, Leisner is playing closer to the line with the lower part of the order coming up. Just don't swing out of the zone. And he didn't. It was close, too.
base on balls for Dominic Caroon. We got a runner out there. As you keep preaching, the bottom of the order.
Well, there, I hope Dawson walks because I just marked him as walking. So I'll wait and see before I cross it out, because I'd cross it out, then he'd walk. Oh. Come on, gents, you got to get him going sooner than that, buddy.
Was that a strike there?
No, it was a wild pitch.
Oh. Also, that's a ball then.
Yep, ball one.
Okay.
Well, he squared around to sacrifice. Now he doesn't have to do that.
Ball two.
Now he's thinking in his head. You got to make him throw a strike here. I would not swing. And that is a strike right down the pipe.
Van Meter in his only at bat was called out on strikes in the second inning.
I'd like to see him just butcher a ball.
Slaughter one. What do we got going on here? A little discussion about.
I think, did Coach Humpel say anything about a balk or anything? And then he wants to talk to him about it. I like that preventive officiating. If a kid might be doing something a little bit wrong, go correct him.
Ball two, strike one, runner on second. Nobody out. Home half of inning number 4.
Oh, that's a good bunt.
Sacrifice, moves a runner
That's a very good bunt.
to third.
Come on, Hutton, put it in play.
And Jared Hutton steps in, the right fielder tonight. We've got a runner on third over here, Dom Caroon.
No suicide squeeze, okay?
Call strike one. Jared took a called third strike in the second inning, his only at bat. Strike two. Hard time pulling the trigger. Foul ball down the first baseline.
Well, there's contact. Now just put it in fair.
That's all we need. And let's hit it to the right side of the infield here, so we've got a chance for.
If that stays fair, he scores a run. Because he's just going to get the out. Teschendorf in the windup. And it's in play. And
Going on contact. Nice stretch on the first baseman over there, and a good solid throw by Jackson.
Well, they got the run in. Now, can Merlin start up another one? Those pickoff runs have really hurt.
That's.
It's 5-3 now.
You think about it, huh? Cardinals chipping away.
I guess there's a point where the coach needs to call the pickoff. If they're doing it on their own, they got to stop.
5-3 here in the home half of the fourth. 2 outs. Merlin Hibbs at the plate. 1-1. Good hold. Good decision. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, I think they've done a better job here the second time around of swinging at better pitches.
There's that off-speed breaking ball.
Well, you certainly can tell in his arm angle, can't you? Mm-hmm. It's almost sidearm.
Comes back again.
That's
Base
gonna
hit.
fall in.
Merlin timed that well.
Well, now can the top of the order do what they're supposed to do?
He came back with that same off-speed breaking ball, and Merlin was ready for it. Punched it over the second baseman's head into right field.
That's one of very few times that he's thrown that back to
He
back.
doubled up on it. Yep.
And I think you see it the second time, you can double it. 2 outs.
Okay.
All right, Wyatt, do your thing here. Wyatt Jensen to the plate. Singled and lined out to right field. Called strike one.
He usually jumps on that first strike. But if you didn't like it,
Ooh, up in his eyes.
the old cupcake pitch. He doesn't even swing and miss very often.
Wyatt in the hole. No ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
You know what's coming.
Hibbs at first.
That's going to find a way home.
Well
Yeah.
hit.
First and second now.
And Wyatt has his second hit to left field. 2 for 3 for the night.
Well, let's see if Gage is the pitcher of record as a loss. He can't get the win, but he can get the loss. So he can take his name off of there with one swing of the bat.
That would be extra special.
And he is very capable of it, as we've seen it. We have witnessed it.
Yes, we have.
He said he went back and listened to our call of the home run, and he says he was mad. He says, because I doubted it. I said, I didn't think you swung that hard.
Well, and the other one, he hit off the top of the wall. It didn't, it didn't miss by much. Another 10 inches, and I think it's out of here. That one went for a double.
Well, if he can get on base, even withdraw a walk. Uh-oh, this one's going to be trouble.
That one is not going to be caught.
That's one run is in.
Here comes the second run.
Jensen's going to score. And they just hit the cutoff, man. Now Wyatt thought they were going to throw it home.
Get down.
Or Levi thought he was going to throw it home. So not a good running play again.
Gage.
What was that? Oh, it's Gage. That's the second
Gage.
time now he's been.
That was Gage. But we put up 3 runs.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Levi didn't even bat, did he? Or did he?
No, he was on deck.
Yeah.
So Gage was out, I don't know, something
He gets
to 5.
a double.
Something to 5.
So that would have been 8 to 4 to 5. That hurts. Too much gambling on the bases here.
Yeah. Yeah, you got something going here, and you got your...
Big power hitter up, you stay at second base.
But we're tied. We've played 4 innings,
No, oh yeah, we are tied.
and we're all tied up.
That was a big opportunity to take the lead.
Unity coming to the plate here in the top of inning number 5. Damert, Fuller, and Schleisner? Schleisner.
Took me only about 2 years to Schleisner. But it's Dave Schleisner and his grandson Mason.
See, there's a family in my hometown. There are Slices, and that's the first part of that. And there is a Dave Slice in that family. Okay.
A lot of 5s up on that board.
Lots of 5s
5 innings, 5 runs.
for both teams. Let's see what has Thamert done to date. He's walked twice.
So it's 7, 8, and 9. So it'd be a big inning just to go 1, 2, 3 after.
Popped up. Popped up. Hendrickson. There it is.
Play. You just never know on fly balls to the luck outfield sometimes. They make tremendous catches, and 1 pitch, 1 out.
That's good.
That's good for your pitch count. I don't know if you understand that part of the game, but
Heath Fuller up, who has walked and doubled, as Dennis said earlier, he likes to swing.
Yes, he
He's up
does.
there to get his cuts. like that.
Yep, and that could be
That's
extra
trouble.
bases again.
That's going to be at least 2, if not 3. I think he might
Oh,
be
he's
3
going
ball.
3.
Trouble. Nobody's home. Get it there.
And he's going to be out.
He's out at home.
So he gets a triple, so some not so good base running on both sides.
Was that Wyatt? That was a 2-1 put out at the plate.
Well, it's going to have to be 9-4 to 5. No, 5 missed it, right?
Yeah. That was huge.
So it's 9
Almost right.
to 4
Almost like what Jared
to
Henderson
2
played.
to 1. Wow. Yeah, so some pretty poor base running on both parts, so I guess that's a wash. And Schleichner right to the shortstop. And right through his wickets.
And a boot.
Boy, the good players have just as much problems.
E6. Gage is not happy with himself on that one. That was a very,
Well, he's made 2 errors in the game and made a base running blunder.
very routine play.
Or is that his second base running blunder, wasn't it?
I don't know. I'm not keeping track.
Why? Just go to the batter. You're back in the ball game.
Flaherty steps in. Reached on an error.
Schleichner's got a good lead out there.
Reached on an error, grounded out to the pitcher, and walked. He's scored 2 runs for the Eagles.
One of these guys that just gets on base anyway. How? Come on, just
That's what you want your leadoff hitter to do. Get
Yeah.
on base and then score for you.
it doesn't matter if you walk, error, hit, get hit by a pitch,
That's
just
right.
get on. And that's going to fall in.
That's going in the gap.
And Merlin catches it on 1 hop.
That was well cut off out there. Runners move up. We've got runners at first and second. Boy, that triple that resulted in a out at the plate is looming large at this point.
I already crossed that out. I already made my squiggle line above there.
Hunter Hermanson reached on an error his last time up and has struck out swinging twice. Ball 1.
Well, the way luck is playing, you just put it in play and you got an opportunity.
Good pitch.
Yeah, that was a healthy cut. Another healthy cut.
Yeah, he's
Same
right on
result.
it. He's
Same
right on
result.
it.
Now let's see if Levi's got a little wrinkle or not, or if he just blows it by him, or if he tries to paint the black. Took a little off.
That'll do it.
And it's
1 to 3. Wow, there you go. See that play at the plate was huge. If he stays at third, he definitely scores. Tried to make something that wasn't, and as a result, Eagles come up without scoring in the top half of inning.
Well, you know, you'd like to give him credit for making an effort, but you got to know the difference between effort and smart, you know. And right now, the team has not done that, both teams.
Well, and I'm sure, you know, here we've got the catcher backing up the third baseman, and we really didn't have anybody at the plate when he took off for the plate. But Levi, the pitcher, recognized right away, hey, I got to cover home because my brother is over there backing up at third, and it was no contest at that point.
And realistically, Riley Reynolds should have been down there also. I mean, either one of them, but Riley was, I don't know where Riley went.
Who we got here? We got Flaherty in. New pitcher?
I suppose, I don't know if pitch count or if they're just, if he thinks they're timing him a little bit. And where Teschendorf go to catching, or is he?
I don't have any numbers for these kids.
No, I don't either.
I should have been writing numbers down.
They didn't have him on the scorecard. That's why I'm trying to remember what Jack was. I think Jack was 17, if I'm not mistaken. He looks shorter, so I'm assuming that's Teschendorf. He's usually their number one catcher. And Jack is pretty tall, so you should be able to figure where he is.
Shortstop? Perhaps?
No, number 19 over there, he's catching. So the pitcher
Yeah.
went from pitch to catch.
Yep, so Teschendorf. So where'd the catcher go?
Shortstop.
I want to say he's number 8 is Hermes,
Shortstop?
huh?
Or second base?
I don't think either one of them looks. No, he's a blonde kid.
Well, we're out of the loop here. Nobody comes to the announcing booth here
No.
and fills us in. Home half of inning number 5, leadoff hitter Levi Jensen takes a ball.
Well, no more ifs and buts. We got a new ball game here in the bottom of the 5th. Both teams have made mistakes that have cost them runs.
Call strike 1. 1-1. Breaking ball.
I can't even tell where that is.
I think it
base
found
hit.
some grass out there.
Yep. Now, and that's why it was so disappointing for Gage to come home when you got your best hitter coming up. But now maybe they can do something here. You got your 4, 5, 6 now behind them, and I would be willing to bet Levi takes off, and I think Tommy's got a better arm than Jack. I'm not for sure on that. I just don't get to see him as much.
Runnels takes a whack. I have no idea where it is.
It's fair because everybody's running.
It must have found some grass out there because Levi goes to second and Riley goes to first.
And on the first pitch.
We don't have the best view from the booth here out in left field, so we
I
weren't.
looked through the door crack.
I didn't see what happened on that play, but we do have two runners on and nobody out.
I did see Paulson fielding it, so obviously, like you said, it found some grass. So
Derek Hendrickson steps in.
big opportunity here.
And we have Levi stealing third and Riley taking second on the throw to third.
So double steal is what you get. But
Nobody out. Nobody out. Runners on second and third. Just a little bingo here.
what, does Gage and Levi like to run bases or what?
They're aggressive.
They are. Now pass ball would score one, but
Whoa, there it is. Oh,
Teschendorf is a good catcher. He's a good catcher.
I thought that was going to get the screen.
He was about as high as his limit.
Two balls, no strikes. Two runners on, nobody out. Ooh, that one was a 55-foot curveball.
And boy, he made that look easy, didn't he, Teschendorf?
He picked that clean.
He looked just like Yadier Molina on that one.
He just picked it clean. Three balls, no strikes. No green light here.
I would, and I'll tell you why. He's a better hitter. That's my only thought.
I want to see Flaherty throw a strike here. He hasn't been terribly accurate.
Well, he threw one that got hit, and then he threw 4 balls. And when you get tagged like that, you don't want to groove another one.
That's true. You're a little bit hesitant to come back in there. Caroon batting.
Oh, good hold up.
Had a notion. Dominic in the 4th inning walked and scored. In the 2nd, took a called third strike. Officially 0 for 1 on the day. So the bases are loaded. Nobody out.
Oh, now you're right. Now you don't swing for the next 2 pitches.
2 balls. He's struggling a little bit.
Yes, he is. Well, you got tagged by Levi and Runnels.
Yeah.
And so, like you say, you don't want to put it there again.
That's high.
3-0. Now, as a coach, you don't give signs, you bell her out. Don't swing. Yeah,
Red light.
That's
Red
right.
light. Red light.
if you swing, I'm taking, just drop your bat.
Red light.
That looked good.
He
You'd have,
grew with that one.
you'd have to come with another one to me.
3-1. We'll see if Dom
I wouldn't
swinging
mind.
or taking?
He swings at a strike, fine. Which it was, but poor swing.
he got kind of,
Handcuffed.
yeah, he did. I don't know if that ball was inside. He couldn't get the bat around on it, but the count is full. Bases loaded, nobody out.
So Flaherty has come back with 2 strikes now. And bounces that one. So runs coming home. And the Eagles, or the Cardinals, take their first lead of the game. Good at bat for Dominic.
Absolutely a good at bat.
Now let's see if Daw can come up with some runs that he maybe gave up with an error or 2.
Van Meter has taken a called third strike and laid down a nice sacrifice bunt last time up.
Put it in play.
It's going to score a run.
And a nice job. Force is a fielder's choice, but it got the job done.
So we've got Hendrickson at third.
Made contact. Good job, Dawson Van Meter.
2 runs are in for the Cardinals.
And now he's talking to Flaherty.
2 runs are in, only 1 out. We've got a runner on third and a runner on first.
Okay, now he's going to the windup. That guy should be ready to take off, but I don't think he understands that. Do you?
Dawson?
Yeah.
We'll see.
No, now he went back to the stretch.
And maybe that's what he was telling him, the ump. I wasn't paying attention. Now it's a stretch, clearly a stretch.
I was going to say, I haven't ever seen that work, but I'm not going to say it again.
Because the next time you say it never works, the next time
Yeah.
it will work.
That's what I said about that cutting it off very short. You don't get him. Next play, they get him out at home.
Ooh, swing and a miss.
Boy, he was above that and early.
Jared Hutton, 0 for 2, called third strike in inning number 2, and grounded to short. Nice to see Jared put a little bingo out there. Find some green grass in that outfield.
Merlin Hibbs is on deck. He singled the last time and scored. The Cards are leading 7-5. First lead of the game.
Oh. He really reached for that one.
Well, I was going to say, you don't mind if it's a nice hard swing, but when it's reaching,
Awkward. We're just awkward on that.
even if he hits it, it's not going to get past the pitcher.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at the corner. Count is now 2-2. Looked like he tried to throw a breaking ball and couldn't get it to bend.
Oh. Foul ball. He yelled foul, didn't he? Yeah, he's yelling foul. Humpel's disagreeing with him. Boy, if that ump calls it foul and that's fair, boy, that's a blunder.
We're having an official meeting of the men in blue discussing, and I don't know what happened, if he caught it in foul ball territory, if there's a line out there
Aaron, what happened out there?
denoting.
Right, say that it was the foul pole.
So that's...
Yeah.
Oh? So that should be a ground rule double then. Yep, that's exactly what they're giving them. It's a ground rule double. A run will score. Good argument by Humple. Now Fisher, which he's got a right to be mad. No doubt about it. Hendrickson will score.
Hendrickson scored. Van Meter is now safely ensconced at third. And Jared Hutton, I believe,
Gets a double. That's what I mean. Put the ball in play.
has a ground rule double. Wow, 3 runs in. 2 runners aboard.
Come on, just go sit down.
Yeah, he's got, you know what? He's got to argue that for his kid's sake. You can't point foul. The kids all stop, doing what they're doing. I mean, maybe that, and like you say, we couldn't see it, so maybe the left fielder stops running for it. I don't know.
And then it rolls in the woods.
He's got every right to be mad, and the ump shouldn't be following him. He's trying to get Fisher not to be mad at him, but that's not going to work. Good thing Sean's an easygoing type guy.
Yeah, Sean is not happy with that call, and we're not really totally sure ourselves what happened.
But Humple was vehement.
Yeah, right from the get-go.
Yeah, he came charging in about halfway, and he was pointing, and you could hear him up here.
Merlin Hibbs takes a called strike 1.
Now, you don't think there's going to be any kind of a makeup call, do you?
Well, Merlin is 1 for 2. Singled and scored. Swing and a miss.
That's the bad thing about being an official, Marty.
0-2.
You can do 5 innings of flawless work, and then you make one mistake like that, and now you're a bad official. That's not, these guys have done a good job all weekend.
That's that's a swing and strike 3.
Well, I thought that was...
It was a foul tip, but it went in.
That's only the first out?
That is the second out. We had a fielder's choice.
Yeah.
Karoon
I had that as 2 outs. So
Karoon got
boy,
first.
if Jensen could knock 2 more in here.
It'd be huge. It would be huge.
But in all fairness, if it's the way Humple says, then really Sean doesn't... He can only be mad at the umpire because of the calling of it foul. But if it's a fair ball, it's a fair ball.
Ooh, good swing.
Yes, it
Fouled
was.
straight
Well,
back.
that lady better watch. It's amazing how they don't know where the ball is watching the game. Or not.
Probably a good thing. Probably a good thing they don't know where the ball is.
The blankets are coming out. The winter coats are coming out. The windows have been shut. Boy, that was about as slow as you can get it to home plate. Nice breaking ball.
When you see the camera shaking, you'll know that it's cold. That's Aaron Argis shivering outside on the platform. We're in the booth here.
Out of the wind.
Out of the wind.
Wyatt's going to be mad at himself if he doesn't get these 2 runs in because he's a pretty hard on himself type guy.
You don't want to put extra pressure. Just get up there and hit it.
Yeah.
There
Just
he
like
did.
that, and that's
it.
trouble.
That's going to drop. Is it going to score 2? They're held at him.
That's a good hold, especially when you got Gage coming up.
Absolutely.
So Van Meter trucks around.
Jared Hutton goes to third, and Wyatt Jensen singles over the infield for
He's
his
got a-
third hit
He's got a nice top of the 3-outer, doesn't he?
of the game. Now
then
Gage.
And then if Riley and Hendrickson are on,
Again, runners at the corner, 2 out, and we've got Gage Johansson.
You know why it's taken off on the first pitch. Good lead.
Oh, man. Why, huh?
Well, that's...
And that'll score on that throwing error or tagging error. It was an error at second by somebody. And Jared Hutton scores as Wyatt Steele second base.
You're giving an E4? Or a stolen base?
I think he'd have had the base stolen.
I do too. But it's got to be an E on somebody for the run to score.
Because the ball got through. Give it to the second baseman.
Yeah, because I thought the throw was fine. It's going to be in the dirt. All right, so there's another one out there for Gage to...
Runner on second. 5 runs in this inning.
Oh,
Boy, he just a little out in front on that one. We'd like to have that one back.
Unity's a completely different team when Jackson's not at short, kind of the quarterback of the infield, and Nick Paulson is not in the mound.
That last pitch, Gage was reading the label, ready to jack that one, and he just out in front. Oh.
And he was really out in front on that one.
Good time.
He's even laughing at himself, knowing that, how did I miss that?
Good time for breaking ball.
He did get a little piece of it, I think.
Well, if he'd got a piece of it, we wouldn't have a runner on third. So I think it was a
that's true.
It was a flat out miss big time.
Oh, you go to third?
Yeah. Another foul ball. He's just out in front here. Flaherty is trying to keep him off balance with some off-speed pitches.
Well, if I'm the third baseman, I'm playing pretty tight to third on the bag, the way he's pulling that ball.
There's a nice gap in right center.
Now, the way he's pulling it, there needs to be a gap.
In the dirt.
Here you go. Oh, no. Don't tell me again.
He got him.
Why?
He got him.
Why, Marty?
I don't know.
How are you?
That's a bummer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs scored. And
Didn't you just check with Jake Jensen to see if he had it? Sure.
the Cardinals take the lead. 10-5 here with Unity coming to bat. Top of inning number 6.
Jensen, can you hear me?
Teschendorf, Johnson, and Nelson.
Ryan Humpel, can you hear me? All right, the winner of the 50-50 raffle is the bright red card Joker
With the black
star. Probably Jake Jensen, come and get your money like you did all weekend. You're welcome. Won all the raffles this weekend.
What's that?
Jake Jensen won all the raffles this weekend.
Did he really?
Yes. Both days.
Well, we've got a nice lead, but if we can put 5 runs on the board in an inning, I'm fairly certain that Unity can also. You just have to
Well, it's just who uses their head.
stay in the game and stay focused. And
So what is the score here?
10-5.
10-5.
10-5 Cardinals.
Boy, you think of the mistakes on both teams getting thrown out at home in third.
Lots of errors in terms of judgment, just flat out.
Yeah, more mental errors than
Yeah.
physical.
Yeah. First pitch is called the ball.
Well, now all Levi has to do is throw strikes, let his fielders help him. There's a strike.
Teschendorf is 0 for 3 and started on the mound. Right now he is playing catcher. Popped up.
That's foul.
That's out of play.
Red car, maybe? Nope, not quite. Oh, he's got 2 quick strikes on him now, 1 and 2.
I mean, with a 5-run lead, you got to pitch to contact.
Yep.
Keep your pitch count down. And
There's going to be a tough play. Levi's got the good arm. And gets him.
1-3. Out number 1.
Now the Eagles just got to get 5 outs.
Carson Johnson, first. I think he's still playing first base.
Yes, he is. Yep.
Walked and scored, hit a double and scored, and singled in his last time up. So he's 2 for 2 officially.
He makes good contact every time he's up.
Ball is high.
Seems like he's got a good batter's eye. He hasn't swung at anything bad.
Okay, ball.
Little nubber.
Oh, good hustle by Levi Jensen.
There's that quickness.
Well, that's the way he was floating off the mound.
Nice hustle.
Because Riley would have never got to it because it was only about halfway up the first and it was so soft. I'm even surprised that Levi got there.
Jack Nelson steps in. Last 2 times up, he struck out and got a hit and scored in the first inning. Ground ball.
Nice play by Dominic.
Oh.
The throw.
Made a great play, but not a great throw.
I'm going to have to give him an E on that. E5. How you can flash the leather. Now you just got to get the throw down. Here comes Al Tomlinson. Wants to get a good pitcher, I guess.
Here comes
Oh,
Nick Paulson steps in. Walked. Struck out.
ooh, big lead.
And thrown out by the shortstop.
Jack Nelson, a very gutsy type of athlete. I can see him fitting in right with Levi and those guys on the base running.
Gonna push
good
the
lead.
envelope here a little
Yeah.
bit, maybe?
Dropped the ball, but he was in there safe. See, I would just worry about the darkness and get him out. You got 2 outs. Just got a piece of that, went to the backstop.
That was a high pitch.
Yeah, he helped him out there. Another just piece of it. Why don't you do what I do and just cough into it and blow the ears out?
I'm going to go with my regular glasses here. It's getting a little dark here with my sunglasses.
Could this be trouble? Oh, good job, Gage Johansson.
Runs it down in shallow center field.
Boy, let's keep them scoreless here.
Well, we got Gage Johansson coming up. 2, 3, 4. The Eagles going to get some insurance run, or is 5 enough? Like your old saying, it's never enough.
It's hard to say. I'm sure Coach Humpel is pleased to be up by 5, but you don't relax until
Oh, you never do.
the last out.
You know, Marty, even when you had like a 20-point lead and you had your subs in, you still wanted to kind of win by 20. You didn't want to cut it to 10, you know, and lose by or win by 10 because we had them beat worse than that. 'Cause somebody look at the score and, oh, they didn't beat them by that much. They only beat them by, and you had a 20-point lead. So I was one of these guys that I didn't relax until that buzzer went off. I didn't care if it was 25 or 2. And that's the only part of coaching I miss is the strategy in the fourth quarter of a close game.
Now it's the second half.
Okay, so I've been out a long time, okay?
And I'm sorry, as a girls coach, to me it makes no sense that our high school kids are playing halves and in college they're playing quarters. Why aren't we playing quarters?
Now let me spell it out to you. W-I-A-A.
It makes no sense to me. You know, if they want to extend the game, if they want to play,
Put a minute on each quarter.
that's fine. That's, you know.
If you want it the same amount of time as
That's
the
right.
boys.
Play 9-minute quarters, but play quarters.
Right. I like the quarters because you always had that last second play. And
Well, what I liked about it is you knew you were going to get 3 chances to give your kids a break.
right.
You know, and I mean, it's a long time to put kids on the floor and expect them to play 18
Well, especially
minutes.
if you're a pressing team and a running team.
And if you're a team that's got 115 kids in high school, I mean, that really puts smaller schools at a disadvantage. You just don't have the numbers. You don't have the athletes to do that. But let's talk baseball here. Let's get off of basketball.
No summer baseball. All right, Gage Johansson, 2, 3, 4 batters for luck.
Gage was in the batter's box with 2 strikes last inning when we made the last out at the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Cardinals up by 5 runs, 10-5.
Ooh, that one didn't make it there.
No, that one. 3-1. What do you think? You going to try to pitch around him here?
No, they're going to throw it down the middle.
Make him hit his pitch?
And there he pulls it again.
Yeah, he's just a little bit ahead.
Bottom of the 6th.
Gage is 3 for 3 today with a run scored and at least 1 RBI. Got a double and 2 singles. Single to right, single to left, and doubled.
Wyatt's the only one that scored twice. Everybody else, I think everybody else has scored once.
That's correct.
They have.
Yep.
Everybody has scored a run. And Wyatt, too.
Popped up foul. Making him throw lots of pitches. Count remains full.
That sun's still pretty high in the sky, but it's getting dark out.
Lots of clouds moving in here. It's not. And he walked him. So Gage's perfect day at the plate continues. He's 3 for 3 officially.
I tell you, this top of the order for luck, they're tough to get out. If you go 1, 2, 3 on these guys, you've done a
You've
job.
done something. Yep, you've done something. Absolutely.
Well, you know.
And like you say, they're coming back next year.
Yeah.
Pitch is high.
I don't know if Coach Humple will run with a 5-run lead, or is he just going to kind of take it easy? But like you say, look at that first inning.
Yeah. Things can turn around in a
There he
hurry.
goes.
He's running.
That was a stand-up steal.
That's no longer Flaherty pitching. That's number 8.
Hermanson now.
Oh, yeah, it is. Hunter Hermanson. I guess I didn't even notice that. They kind of look similar at first.
Yeah, from here, it's hard to read that single-digit number, but on the throw down to second, I said, gee, there's
There he
Jackson.
goes. Wild pitch.
Jackson Flaherty's taking that throw, so he's no longer on the pitching mound.
Boy, you're observant.
Sharp as a marshmallow, as my dad would say.
Mine would say sharp as a marble. Or you're not the sharpest tool in the shed. Oh, that's well.
That's going. That's
gotta
out
be
of
outta
here. That's out of here.
2-run homer for Levi Johnson. Boy, that was tagged, huh?
That was, I mean, off the bat.
Yeah, that was a no-doubter.
2-run home run for cleanup hitter. No, third hitter.
Say the third hitter is supposed to be your best hitter. And
Levi Jensen.
I don't think anybody will argue that.
Let's see. Hit a sacrifice his first time up. 2 singles and a home run. Not a bad day at the office.
And probably going to get the win as a pitcher.
Yeah. Cardinals go up by 7 runs. 12-5.
Better be careful. They're getting endangered of,
10 running.
yeah, because there's nobody out.
Riley Reynolds steps in.
It's getting downright brisk out here.
First baseman Riley is 2 for 3. 2 singles and has scored a run.
When Riley and Derek are hot, then you got a pretty tough 5 hitters.
Yeah, it's tough to pitch around that kind of.
So if you can get anything
Firepower.
out of the bottom 4, you'll have a hard time beating luck.
Uh-oh.
Boy, Dominic. Boy,
Oh,
Dominic, straighten that one out, and you might be circling the bases.
that's Riley.
Yeah, Riley. He's already circled the bases once when they
Yes.
were full even.
A grand salami, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's amazing. He scored 9 runs against Turtle Lake, and seven of them were on the home run.
Pitcher's struggling a little bit. He's kicking the dirt around, but he's out there.
Yeah.
He's out there, and this is.
You can tell on his face he didn't want to be out there. He just gave Fisher a look like, "Come on, yank me."
Come and get me, coach. No, we're gonna make a pitcher out of you. You got a pitch to be a pitcher, so hang in there. Better days are coming. There you go. That was a good pitch.
Yeah.
Nice comeback.
Nice kid. Well, nobody's can say the sun's in their eyes now.
No, that's why I took my sunglasses off. I can see a Humble with a great play off the fence down there. You go, coach.
Probably one of the very few Humples that's not injured right now. They got an injured dog and 2 sons. And
Straight up.
out of play.
My car?
Yep.
Nope. Bleachers. Got the bleachers, didn't get the car.
Everybody's smiling because they think you got your car.
Camera, look. No.
That's high enough.
High.
Paulson
Left
should.
fielder roaming over. Oh, and it's dropped. They just.
No, really?
Yes, yep. The left fielder came over and the center fielder took it out of his glove and it hit the turf.
Oh boy. So who's the air on?
I'm saying it's E8.
Yeah, I figure Nick Paulson's pretty sure-handed out there, so I heard the click of the glove.
So Riley reaches second on an error, 2-base error. Now Derek Hendrickson steps in. Shortstop boots it. Safe. He's off.
Yep, pulled his foot. Is that an infield hit, or did you bobble it?
I'd say that's an E6. That's my call on it. He booted it just enough to...
And that's Flaherty again?
No, I think Flaherty's playing second.
Yeah, he is. Trying to see if that's a...
Dom Caroon steps in, called strike one. Still have nobody out here in the home half of inning number 6. Cardinals lead 12-5.
Well, just to let you know that if Caroon scores, the game's over. What do you think of that, Marty?
Well, that's okay. I got a pot roast in the oven. I'm getting hungry.
I got a pot belly.
I think the Brewers are playing tonight. The Bucks have been playing for an hour already. Hey, nice bunt.
That's going to be trouble.
Nice bunt.
That is trouble.
That's a base hit all the way.
Yes, it is.
Caroon with a base hit to load the bases. Wow.
Boy, that was tough right off the get-go, and he is going to take Hunter Hermanson out without getting an out. Here's a situation of he's got to be hurting us for pitching.
Yeah.
I mean, this is their third pitcher tonight, and Paulson can't pitch.
Well, that's nature of the game here with the pitch count restrictions, and you really need to have
What was the score of the Milwaukee Bucks Boston Celtics game?
have 3 arms ready to throw for you.
Behind the Bucks, 47-43, with 2 minutes remaining.
The Bucks are leading 47-43.
Here we go. Bucks are going to the finals this year.
Boy, they were down 8 at the quarter, 30-22. They've outscored them 25-13 in the second quarter.
Wow.
They had a 40-point quarter the other night.
The thing about the Bucks that it has impressed me is the kids that come off the bench for them are so productive.
They are.
A lot of teams, when they have to go to the bench, really are limited in terms of their offensive output, but Milwaukee...
You can go to Aaron Hill, Cogniton,
yes.
DJ Wilson, Urson, Ilisova, Miratovic.
Miricic or whatever his name is.
And, you're playing without Brogdon.
Yeah. No, they really have... they've got great depth.
They had to get rid of Thon Maker because there just was no time for him. And DJ Wilson, I think, is awesome, and he doesn't even get to play anymore.
Yeah. And they really, what I really like is the fact that they play some defense.
Number 1 in defense this year.
They were just an abomination on defense the last couple of years, and
I didn't get to see their second game, but they said they just didn't even play defense. They couldn't have. They got beat by 22, and were down by 30 at one time.
yeah.
The second game wasn't a good game.
So who we got throwing out there?
Carson Johnson,
All
the first baseman.
Carson coming in, trying to put the fire out. Cardinals have got 2 runs in here in the home half of the 6th. The bases are loaded and nobody's out. So
And like we say, if the guy from first scores, the game is over.
as Dennis has pointed out, Dom Caroon over at first base, if he managed to cross home plate.
So now you got to be careful of pass balls with a new pitcher in. I don't think he's pitched a lot. Matter of fact, this is the first time I've ever heard him pitching.
Working out of the stretch. Ooh, Dawson with a good rip.
But up by the eyes. There's a case where, they feel that they got confidence they can hit him. There it is. That's a gapper.
That's a gapper. That should score 2.
And Dominic's going to be at third. Here comes the throw. Nice hit, Dominic. He gets a single out of it. But smart base.
Dawson Van Meter, and we got Karoon at third. We're right there, man. We're right there. One more run gets in. I'm going to go eat some pot roast.
We might get home before the Bucks are done.
Yeah.
Well, you will be. Let's see if Jared Hutton can be the hero. Knock in the game winner.
Had a double last time up. Grounded to short. And took a called third strike.
All right, get him off the base there, Holmes, so he can score on a wild pitch.
Talking about situations out there, you can see Coach Humple explaining. Ball hit to this side, you staying home. I think that's going to do it.
Yes, it is.
There it is. That's ball game. That is ball game.
That's a base hit, too.
Base hit for Hutton. And the Cardinals,
would have bet this wasn't going to be a 10-run game, especially after the first inning.
via the 10-run rule, defeat the visiting Unity Eagles by a score of 15-5. Nice win for the kids.
Boy, oh boy, it's two back-to-back 10-run rule games for them, so they got to be feeling pretty good about themselves.
Well, I'm not sure when our next scheduled broadcast. I think it's next week sometime. I think we've got a.
14th, I think.
Yeah,
14th.
I want to say the 14th. So,
Well, then say it.
but I wasn't sure.
I may have a SCF game to do, but we'll see.
All right. So.
But this was fun.
Without further ado, Cardinals defeat the Birds to the south. The Cardinals knock off the Eagles. 10-run rule in 6th inning, 15-5. And Dennis, any last words of wisdom?
No, it's a good comeback win for the Eagles, and I've been told by many people that when Nick Paulson pitches for the Eagles, they're as tough as anybody, and when he doesn't, they can be beaten by anybody, and
Not
they
so
showed
much.
tonight.
Well, that's the nature of this game here. Pitching means so much. Ask the Brewers. That's the key to their season.
And, Luck's top three hitters are as tough as they are in the league, and then if you're 4 and 5, Riley and Hendrickson are on,
Yeah.
boy, they can be a tough team as they showed tonight.
All right, so thank you to Aaron Arges, our cameraman, and running all the stats for us.
He's the master, I'll tell you.
Please support our sponsors. You see them on the screen, and a big thank you to Lakeland Communications for the role that they play in this whole thing. So thank you, and good night from Luck.